Can you imagine what it's like having that experience yourself and not being able to tell your family or tell your community, tell your church, tell the people that are the closest to you that should have your back no matter what?
Imagine seeing another life form and not being able to talk about it or tell anybody. Going through a traumatic experience, being taken out of your home like someone catching butterflies.
Can you also imagine telling those people that are supposed to be there for you and them not believing you? That's what these people are experiencing every day.
Come on. Oh.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Joe.
And we're the UFO Garage Podcast.
That's where we talk about UFOs, aliens, and all things weird. Ben, you,
What?
you interrupted me.
Oh, what do I only do on the all? Okay.
UFO Garage.
So you know times have changed when your mom is like, hey, have you heard that story about UFOs? Like, that's pretty wild. I mean, for God's sakes, J.J. Abrams has a documentary about this stuff now.
Yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. And it takes more energy for me not to say, like, yeah, I know this is real.
And through listening to all the stories that we've heard, yeah, there's some bullshit stories out there. But you occasionally come across the experiencer that gives you the 1,000-yard stare. You can see it in their eyes when they tell you the story. There's something different about it.
In the UFO community, you either fall on one side or the other. You're more like nuts and bolts, craft, or you're more of like the spiritual aspect of things. But the experiencer, the story is what matters. And that's what me and Joe have been focused on through this whole thing. I mean, when we started the podcast, we didn't know what we wanted to do with it, but we're more interested in the experiencer stories. So we're doing this documentary about experiencers, people who have seen something, experienced something out of this world, something they
Or from this world.
something they can't explain.
Or can explain.
Looking into how their lives changed, how life was before the experience, how life is afterwards, the struggles, the triumphs that they go through. I mean, this stuff is happening all around the world to hundreds of thousands of people. And this is happening to real people all over the world. And one story that jumped out to us was Eric Mitchell.
Case number 201334 EM, investigator Cindy Dove. I'm speaking with witness Eric Mitchell.
This one just kind of hit home a little bit more. It felt real. Not saying that any of the other stories aren't real, but for some reason, this one, it had military involvement, seeing the actual craft, missing time, his family. There were so many people involved with this story.
It had a lot to do with the spiritual aspect, but it also had to do with this science explanation as well, the things that happened to his brain, the beam that hit his head, the effects that happened later, going from speaking like a hick in the hills to learning Mandarin and figuring out mathematics and equations and looking into frequency and vibration. Like that change, that mental change, there's something there. There's something super interesting with that. Also, he can make a sound with his brain.
You want to hold on to this one, or maybe try this one second after that one?
Or try that one second. This one's right here.
Yeah, it's going. Okay.
Dude, got it?
Yeah.
Just me being skeptical. I mean, you welcomed like any skeptibility.
Absolutely.
Skepticism. Thank you. Like, if anybody were to like try to debunk this, like what would they think? So just skeptically thinking, I'm gonna try to rule some things out, like grinding my teeth, and I can do this thing where I can pop my ears right there.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the teeth. I'm gonna try that eardrum thing. It is in the same hertz level, but it's like your teeth would have to be super long to make that long of a noise, and it's very consistent. It's like the same.
Let's do it with my mouth open. We'll do it
And
that
we
way?
shall. I don't know how you're doing that, other than what you're trying to tell us. What little I do know, and I do on a regular basis, I'm used to looking at audio frequencies and sound waves. This doesn't look like anything I've seen before. It's definitely like sub 250 hertz range, which is lower than usually what a voice usually sings at.
It's hard to pass even higher pitches through brain tissue, bone tissue, flowing water and blood flow around the brain. I mean, it's got to surpass all that. So even higher pitches are going to sound lower than what your intention is because of all that passive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my ear canal has less bone density, and so do the holes in my skull.
It connects a lot of different interests of this topic that are, some are fringe and some are like mainstream. The science is one that I'm really drawn to. He got a download explaining how the antenna works with experiencers.
And to be clear, when we're saying download, we don't mean like a PDF. We're talking like from whatever, whatever it is.
That science is just now actually coming out. He's been telling us about this ever since we met him in 2020. He even mentioned that he worked with a Stanford scientist. Now we know is Gary Nolan, who's publicly talking about this science. The Patema, the basal ganglia, this particular aspect of the brain. It's called the antenna. It's how experiencers communicate with these entities. He's been telling us about that science for 2 years, 3 years.
Now, when you get into Dr. Gary Nolan at Stanford University, he isolated on a part of the brain that he now calls the antenna. The part of the brain that he believes are affected by these UFOs at a distance or up close. Most importantly, this blue light that fills up these people's room, or the blue beam that knocks the warhead out of the sky, it's the same informational transference system that's built biologically through a very sliver spectrum of the electromagnetic field that's related to consciousness itself.
In looking at some of these MRIs, we had noticed damage in the brain. And the brain images were interesting because one of the things that we noticed in these individuals, and this is sort of a side study which I'm working on with a group at Harvard, is we noticed that an area of the brain, the caudate putamen, in many of these individuals was overdeveloped. Just a side benefit of studying this allowed us to come up with a medical understanding of where cognition is happening in the brain.
At the time, I didn't believe in anything UFO, definitely. You know, I grew up traditionally thinking that people like that were absolutely insane, you know, to talk about, Area 51 and the saucers in the sky and the little gray men that take you away at night. I thought that was a very silly topic. But for me, it was July 28th, 2013. It was a short dead-end street it was called Milk Lane. I moved to that place just because it was cheap. Something to start over with. I know a lot of people, you know, have that start over point in life. And that's where it all kind of started. I had just been a single father and had really no family. So I was working, you know, really hard to try to keep the bills up and build back up after, divorce. You lose everything, you know, except your responsibilities to the children. In 2013, I woke up literally standing outside my door over here, and this orange glow caught my eye. And just above where I'm standing right here was a 40-foot diameter orange sphere.